Okay, welcome to the first UNCG Spartans run up the score video blog, if you will. I'm going to start doing these at least, I think, every other day. And as we get to close to conference season, do them every other day. If anybody that listens to this has a question about the team, questions you want asked to coaches that maybe I'm not touching on that you're concerned about, excited about, you can email the show at runupthescoreshow@gmail.com. That's runupthescoreshow@gmail.com. So I'll be posting this on YouTube. It'll be the first one. Kind of wanted to wait till conference season, but I like this matchup that they have coming up against Radford. Radford is a team that's beaten Notre Dame on the road, obviously, because mid-majors don't get home games. Excuse me. And then the other team they beat, which is a really interesting win, was Texas. Because, we know that Texas had a monster game against our home North Carolina Tar Heels here. So UNCG is going to be in for a tussle tonight in the Coliseum, 7 p.m. If you're in Greensboro, please make sure that you come out and support the Spartans. I know the kids are on break, but if you are a Greensboro native, you love basketball, even if you're not the biggest UNCG fan, this is the best game of the year that they're going to play at home. That's a non-conference game. Probably the best game, best atmosphere, probably since the A&T game to open the season. So let's talk about a couple things. First things first, adjusting to the elephant in the room, which is no James Dickey again. The 6'2" junior has the Liz Frank sprain. I am not a doctor. I'm not an orthopedist, but I think one of the prevailing themes of really any injury is that, and I would not want this because I don't want him to be out for the season, but you kind of wonder about bad sprains where he's in a walking boot for such a long period of time. I'll try to get with Tyler Congrove, the head trainer, over at on the athletic staff, because I'm just curious if James has any setbacks. He might be out for the year, and that's just totally speculation. So no concrete evidence there. But I've had ankle sprains my entire life, and they're tough to come back from, simply just because it weakens the joints, the tendons, and they always say you're better off breaking a bone versus spraining an ankle because it comes back stronger. Now, that's not beneficial for the season because you want him to be playing, but I'm just thinking long-term for James as a whole, not necessarily just for the Spartans. But from the team perspective, losing him over the last two games, it's been so evident what he does and what he brings to this program. He's 6'10". He's the best shot blocker. He is their best defensive rebounder. He extends possessions with tip outs. They're missing that. And the crazy thing is you look at someone like Eric Hamilton, who's done such an amazing job filling in and starting for James, but he's just a different type of player. He's 6'9", 250. He's built more like a tank, whereas James is built more like like a string pole. He is the epitome of length, whereas Eric is more of a space eater. Same with Muhammad. Big Mo is another 6'9", 260-pound kid, and he's doing a great job. I thought he had a great offensive rebound, tipped it up to himself, put back. He's showing a lot of signs, getting more playing time, and I think come probably mid-conference season, he's going to be a huge factor, especially when we face bigger athletic teams like East Tennessee State and Furman with Noah Gurley. I'm sorry, I'm yawning so much. For those of you who don't know, I have a young son, and he's having trouble sleeping, so, getting about 4 or 5 hours sleep a night is about where I'm at. Anyway, so back to the team. Yeah, look, that's the biggest issue. They do have some options, and I think we're starting to see what Coach Miller and the staff are starting to really enjoy about this team, which is the development of guys like Isaiah essentially taking over games, the emergence of Caleb Hunter, Angelo Allegri being integrated into kind of the Kyron Galloway role of kind of a pick and pop guy, but he's got a little more athleticism, a little faster. Kyron is still obviously a big threat, and I almost want to chalk up the North Alabama game as just like it's a win. There's not much to say about it. It wasn't that great of a game, and Francis Alonso. What's amazing about Francis is this. Francis had, by his own admission, I'm sure, not the best game on Saturday. He still ended up with 16 points. The kid's just such a silent assassin. He had the 5 biggest points of the game when it was tied, with the 3 to put them up and then the step back to kind of seal the deal. I know he wasn't feeling like himself, but the kid he's clutch. Woo! How many yawns is that if we're counting at home? 3. Demetrius Troy, love this kid. There's not a tougher player on the court. He is constantly leading. But the thing I love about Demetrius is he's the yin and yang to Isaiah. Isaiah is fiery. He wants to dunk on you and talk shit to you and kind of get in your head. And Demetrius hits a jumper. Like he hit a shot on the Kentucky. The crowd was going crazy, and when it was done, he went. So he's just. I love both of those types of personalities, and you need both those types of personalities to have successful teams. You can't have everybody be, the excitable type, and I think Demetrius is a great calming force for this team. I think Malik does a good job on defense, and he obviously is a threat to hit open shots. Again, it's a real talented group, and I think the thing that we have to watch in particular against Radford, who is a tougher team. Let's actually take a look. Excuse me. I'm going to look at Radford here. Their roster is an interesting one. They have a really good kid in Carlick Jones. He's a 6'1" guard, sophomore out of Cincinnati. He's averaging about 19 a game. He can really fill it up. But I think they're very similar to our makeup, which is they have a couple of bigger guys who are kind of like space eaters, but they are going to be guard heavy. They're going to be wing heavy. And they're going to really want to push the tempo. So it's one of those things where I wonder if this game, if they both shoot well, it's going to be in the 70s. And if one team shuts down the other, it should be one of those situations where the first team to 70 wins. I could see a UNCG 70 to 63 win. I could also see Radford giving them fits and them losing because, look, North Alabama is not the best team. But what they did is they offensive rebounded well. They were able to frustrate Francis even though he wasn't feeling that great. They were able to, and I don't mean frustrate like he was upset, just manipulate, just kind of get in his kitchen a little more, stuff like that. So I think, when it comes down to it, my prediction for tonight, it's going to be a close game. UNCG, in their kind of traditional fashion, will start off a little slow. And then as they get a feel for what Radford's trying to do to them, I think you'll see West go to that 4-guard lineup. It's kind of like their Golden State Warriors lineup of death that they used to put out there with Iguodala, Draymond, Steph, Kevin Durant, and Clay. And so what obviously UNCG is trying to do is, you lose some height, you lose some rebounding, but if they can get guys to kind of sneak in like Demetrius and Isaiah, I think both had a combined 12 rebounds. I think Caleb had 5 rebounds last game. I know Angelo's been working hard on getting rebounds. I think he had 3 or 4 last game. So if we can get the wings and the guards to get in there and sneak a couple rebounds, that 4-guard lineup is gonna be really effective. And it's a combination of, you can put Eric, you could put Kyron, or you can put Muhammad in the 5 spot. All can run, all are athletic, all can rebound. And then you throw a combination of Isaiah, Demetrius, Francis, Caleb, and Malik, those 5, and Angelo 6, of those kind of 4-guard or 3 guards and a wing and a center. And man, they're fast. They all can shoot. If you put Kyron in there, you have 5 3-point shooters. I don't think that there are many NCAA teams that can combine a 6'9" center with a 4-guard lineup with a couple of 6'4" guards that all can shoot, that all have athleticism, and they all can guard. So, again, tonight, my prediction, I'm going to go UNCG 71, Radford 63. At home, the Coliseum, 7 p.m. Be there. Make sure you say hi to me if you're there, or don't. But I'll be there behind the scorer's table, doing my thing, live tweeting, doing videos and whatnot. Sports Carolina Monthly powers some of the stuff that I do. They're doing a site makeover, so if you don't see any written articles of stuff that I've done, like I've done in the past, that will be back, I'm sure, after Christmas. I also will not be going to the Samford game, and I won't be at the Chattanooga game because I'm going to see my parents. I'm going to celebrate Christmas with my family, but I will be following it closely. I'm probably going to do some videos up in Connecticut and New York when I'm up there, just to kind of keep up with everybody. And but again, I'd love to do a mailbag with you guys if you have any questions in regards to the team or mid-major basketball as a whole. Starting to really focus on a couple of really cool projects down the road that I think everyone's going to be really excited about that follows anything I do. So, yeah, feel free to shoot the show an email, and I want to make sure I have the specific one. Yes, I do. So it's runupthescoreshow at gmail.com. So at runupthescoreshow@gmail.com. Send me your questions, concerns, comments, hate mail, love mail, whatever you want to do. So anybody that listens to this, I really appreciate you, and thanks for